You're standing in the airlock, watching the first drill bite into Martian permafrost, and you feel like a god. The headlines back home called this mission humanity's second Genesis. You're about to melt the ice, warm the frozen poles, thaw the planet into a garden world. Engineers have already calculated the timeline. 15 years until breathable atmosphere, 20 until liquid oceans, 25 until the first rain. But no one told you that Mars has been keeping something locked away for 50 million years, and in 3 minutes, you're gonna set it free. The drill punches through another meter of ice, throwing up crystalline shards that catch the dim sunlight. Your HUD flashes green, water vapor detected, organic signatures present, mineral concentrations consistent with ancient hydrothermal activity. Your heart races. This is it. Proof that Mars once harbored life. You imagine the Nobel Prize, the history books, your face on the cover of every scientific journal. The terraforming engineers are already calculating how much faster this ice will melt once we deploy the greenhouse gas generators. Faster melt means faster atmosphere, faster warmth, faster colonization. You watch the drilling rig churn deeper, and you don't realize you're staring at a biological time capsule that cosmic radiation couldn't crack. The first samples arrive in the lab module within hours. Under the microscope, you see them. Fragments of cell walls, amino acid chains still intact, pieces of proteins that look almost Earth-like but not quite. They've survived in that pure ice because the frozen matrix trapped the radiation byproducts, the hydroxyl radicals and free electrons that should have shredded every organic molecule and locked them in place like insects in amber. In sediment, those microbes would have degraded 10 times faster, but in ice, 10% of the original biomolecules remained intact after 50 million years of bombardment. You're holding something older than most species on Earth, and it's still chemically active. Your gloved hands tremble as you seal the sample container. Then the thaw begins. Not just your drill site, the whole planet. The orbital mirrors go live, reflecting concentrated sunlight onto the polar caps. The atmospheric processors start pumping perfluorocarbons into the thin Martian air, each molecule worth 20,000 times more warming power than carbon dioxide. Within weeks, the temperature climbs 3 degrees. Within months, the ancient ice starts to weep. Meltwater streams appear where there were only frozen plains. And the microbes you found? They weren't dead. They were dormant. You watch through a containment viewport as the sample warms to 0 degrees Celsius and something flickers under the lens. A twitch, a metabolic gasp, a billion-year-old genetic program rebooting in the presence of liquid water. You try to contain it. You incinerate the lab samples at 3,000 degrees, torch the drill site with thermite charges, lock down the colony under full quarantine protocols. You order every airlock sealed, every ventilation system scrubbed with UV sterilization. But the terraforming can't be stopped. Not now. Not after the billions spent. Not with 50,000 colonists already in transit from Earth. The ice keeps melting. Every day, another 1,000 cubic kilometers of permafrost turns to slush, and every droplet releases microbial spores that have been waiting since Mars had oceans. They spread in the meltwater, hitch rides on dust storms that reach the stratosphere, colonize every new puddle and stream you're so proud to have created. You scan your own lungs and find them too, unclassified archaebacteria with metabolic pathways your immune system has never seen. The quarantine fails on day 47. A supply shuttle returns to Earth before the symptoms show, carrying routine cargo and 3 crew members who passed every health screening. By the time the first colonist dies, lungs crystallize with alien biofilm, blood thick with foreign proteins that clog every capillary. The pathogen is already in Beijing, Lagos, Sao Paulo. Earth's biosphere meets Martian biochemistry for the first time in 4 billion years. And your immune system doesn't have words for what's happening inside you. The bacterial fragments that survived 50 million years of cosmic radiation are now rewriting your cellular machinery, using your body as a chemical factory for molecules that never existed since Mars lost its magnetic field. You try to reverse it. You propose refreezing the planet, crashing the atmospheric processors, bombing the melt zones with sterilizing radiation strong enough to crack bedrock. But the models come back grim. The microbes are already distributed across 40% of the Martian surface, and they're evolving faster than you can sequence them. Every time you sterilize a zone, survivors buried in the deep ice bloom back within weeks. Worse, the refreeze would take decades. Decades you don't have because Earth is already burning its hospitals full of the infected, and no antibiotic, no antiviral, no CRISPR intervention can touch a pathogen shaped by a completely alien evolutionary history. The cure would require understanding biochemistry that took another planet 3 billion years to develop. You're alone in the observation dome. When you finally understand the trap, terraforming Mars was never about making it livable. It was about waking something we were never meant to meet. Every science fiction story sold you the dream of a second Earth, but no one asked why Mars went silent in the first place. Maybe it didn't die. Maybe it just went to sleep, locked safely away in ice that was never supposed to melt. And you, with your drills and your mirrors and your atmospheric processors, you rang the alarm clock. You watch the sunrise through the dome, and the light catches the dust devil swirling across the red plains below, each one carrying a payload of ancient microbes towards your sealed habitat. In 6 months, Earth will be a graveyard. Mars will be green again, teeming with the life it always had, just waiting for enough water and warmth. And you'll be the last human alive to see it, choking on the paradise you built.